Hey everybody, here welcoming you to our third week. So we're wrapping up our second week, and the weeks proceed like this. You'll get the announcement released probably around Sunday, Monday, I think it was this week. And then that Wednesday, I will have the video attached to the announcement. And so I'm recording this on Tuesday, the 19th. It'll be posted for you to view first thing Wednesday, the 20th morning. So as of you all looking at this video, you've turned in your narrative essay. Now, as I am recording this video, I looked in the assignment submissions and I only saw 2 essays. So hopefully we get all of those in on time. If you ever have an issue with time, due to some extenuating circumstance, something extraordinary happens to you out of your control, aliens have invaded, a roaming horde of Mongol warriors has ransacked your village, whatever it is, let me know. I'm understanding to a point. Of course, we can't keep putting assignments off because that really throws off my grading schedule, and it'll throw off your schedule as well. So it's really crucial that we turn things in and turn them in on time. Some of you, the first slate of assignments for week 1, some of you didn't do them, okay, or certain ones of them. I have a few zeros for each for the no-show discussion forum, for shooting an elephant, my mother never worked, and for the textbook exercises, the SCC exercises. I have zeros for like 3 or 4 of you. So I'm not sure what's going on there, but it should be no surprise if at the end of the term, not turning things in, zero is a zero. I'm understanding if you want to turn it in late. Of course, I can't continue to allow this kind of extension. I'll give you half credit back, but some of you haven't even given me an excuse as to why you didn't turn things in. So, being that we're remote, and this is an online class, of course, it's crucial that we stick to our agenda and that you all do what is asked of you, of course. And of course, I'm here to help you if you need any help. So our next unit, our next mode of discourse is description. Our first one was narration, and the whole point of that narrative essay was to detail a particularly meaningful experience in your life, in using a story structure that has a beginning, a middle, and an end. Just focusing on a point in your life. You can't, detail your entire life, of course, for a 2 to 3 page paper. So that's why we wanted to kind of constrain our focus to a really big, kind of life-altering moment. And you could just milk that moment for all it's worth, using sensory details to show the reader, to illustrate to the reader what is going on, okay? Using details that appeal to the sight, the sound, or sight, sound, touch, taste, etc., the 5 senses, okay? Now for description, you're doing the 5 senses as well. That's what description is, after all, right? When you describe something, you talk about what it looks like, what it tastes like, what it smells like, what it feels like, etc. But when we do our descriptive essay, which isn't due this week, our exercises and readings are due this week, but you're going to be picking a person, place, or idea, person, place, thing, or idea, I should say, and you are describing that thing. So you're using sensory details and rendering your subject using images, but you're not telling it as a story necessarily, okay? So that's going to be the main point of difference between the narrative and the descriptive essay. But we're getting a little ahead of our skis there, because first is the readings and the SCC exercises. So it is chapter 3.2, modes of discourse number 2 is description. And in that, you're going to do exercises 4 and 5. Exercise 4 asks you to write a paragraph that involves the list that is given to you. That list is night, beach, city, dinner, stranger. So a paragraph, okay, and I consider a paragraph to be 5 to 10 sentences, let's say, okay? You are given 5 items here, okay? Each of those 5 items, or all of those 5 items, I should say, belong in a single paragraph. We are using descriptive language appealing to sight, sounds, sense, olfactory, scent of smell, touch, etc. Okay. That's exercise 4. After exercise 4, you are given a nice description of how a descriptive essay is organized. How might you want to organize your essay, which again isn't for another week or so, okay? But take these suggestions here under the structure of a description essay. I'd read that very carefully, and we'll talk about that more next week. Exercise 5 is choosing an organizing strategy from what you just read, and using that organizing strategy in picking 3 of the listed items, okay, in exercise 5, and describing those things, but using an organizing strategy, okay? So your organizing strategy, is it based on spatial order, okay? How things appear, okay? If you're describing a house, for example, you go from room to room. That's spatial order, okay? So you might do some other organizing principle, but whatever you choose, you need to pick 3 of the listed items here, and there is a list of 6 in exercise 5. Pick those 3 you want, render it in a short paragraph using an organizing strategy, okay? So that's exercises 4 and 5 from the SCC. From the reader, okay, so you'll open up your 1101 reader, go to the description unit. So I'm clicking it right now, okay. You'll see descriptive at the bottom left side of the ribbon there. And what I would like you all to read are the E.B. White piece that is Once More to the Lake, which is probably one of my favorite essays that we read. It's just very beautiful, a lot, he's talking about time and the nature of time, the nature of growing up, and how a place stays the same and how it changes depending on your perspective as you grow older. E.B. White, you might know, wrote Stuart Little and Charlotte's Web, so that's kind of cool. And then the other one is Goodbye to My Twinkie Days, which is an interesting kind of an immigration story, a family assimilating to American culture through the Twinkie. Okay, so the Twinkie, you all know what that is. It's a snack cake. It's uniquely American. The joke is that Twinkies will last the nuclear apocalypse. If you've ever seen the movie Zombieland, Woody Harrelson's character and Jesse Eisenberg's character, I think they steal a Twinkie truck, and it's the zombie apocalypse. Good thing they have Twinkies, okay? But this essay talks about the writer kind of working herself into the fabric of American culture through this uniquely American snack cake, okay? So it's very symbolic in that way. The Twinkie is kind of a stand-in for American identity in a sense. So that's a really interesting one too. So read those 2 essays, and like the first couple, the Orwell and Bonnie Smith Yankel pieces where I had discussion questions, same thing for this, okay? So you will go in week 3, the week 3 folder, which is going to be in our Shell 2 area, okay? Shell 2, weeks 3 through 4. You will click week 3, and you will see the Goodbye to My Twinkie Days and Once More to the Lake. Read those pieces, answer the discussion questions, and the SCC exercises, the Dropbox is right below that. Had these due by the 26th. That is a week or so from you all viewing this. That is next Tuesday, the 26th. These 2 exercises, okay? One other thing I have is a blog, B-L-O-G. So far we've done a discussion forum, we've done a journal. Those are compulsory mandatory assignments. The blogs, though, are voluntary, okay? The blogs kind of ask you to reflect on the readings and kind of pick your favorite and tell me why, okay? If you participate in the blogs, you are eligible for bonus points for the final essay, the research essay. So I can't tell you how many students, when they do their blogs, and you know, I add the points, it's a couple points per blog participation. So you could get somewhere around 6 points. But that brings you from, let's say you get a B on the research paper at the end of the term, that'll pop you up to potentially an A, or pop you up from a C to a B, okay? So while it's not required that you do the blogs, it's highly recommended that you do the blogs. And that's just another way for me to kind of talk to you guys, kind of pick your brain and see what you are thinking. So the blog, if you want to do it, is also due this week. And I'm going to set the due date for that. Let's set that for Sunday. Kind of stagger things a little bit here, okay? The blog will be due on Sunday, let's see, that'd be the 24th, okay? So we could open up the blog section and you could read what is asked of you there. And while I am here, let's just open it up now, the second blog. So that is, let's see, or the first blog, I should say. That is asking you to talk about your favorite and your least favorite, or your favorite or your least favorite from the first week's reading. So the George Orwell piece and the Bonnie Smith Yackle piece. Which one did you like more? Or which one did you like least? Okay. And tell me a little bit about it. Okay. Be specific. You should write at least a paragraph. 2 paragraphs is the gold standard. About 5 sentences a piece. Okay. If you want credit for the blog. Okay, so to recap, we're on to a new unit, descriptive. You have SCC exercises, exercises 4 and 5, chapter 3.2 in your SCC e-text. And then you are reading 2 essays in our 1101 reader, which are titled Once More to the Lake and Goodbye to My Twinkie Days, opening the discussion questions in the week 3 folder, answering those. And if you choose, the blog on your favorite or least favorite reading from the first week. Okay, so I'll leave it there. And please keep in mind, you need to schedule things accordingly, stick to your routine, don't fall behind, because it gets all kinds of chaotic when that happens. Okay, if you need help, reach out to me. That's what I'm here for. Okay, and I wish you all a great week. Talk to you next time. Bye.